Hey everybody, it's Miss A and I'm here with a measurement benchmarks video. Benchmarks are things that you can reference to try to get an idea of a measurement versus having an exact. We don't always necessarily have the right tools for measurements, but we do have an idea of what things measure. So for example, the length of your wrist to your elbow, this length here, is considered about a foot. Okay, so that's what it's considered about. And if you're able to know that this length is equal to about 12 inches or 1 foot, you might be able to closely, I call it a guesstimate, guess or estimate the length of another object based on what you know as a benchmark. So we're going to look at our benchmark sheets, and then I'm going to put up a couple of little cards that we can try to look at which ones we think might happen. So the first one we're going to look at is the customary benchmark sheet. Customary are the units of measurement that we use in the United States. They're not used anywhere else in the world. There are what we measure our length, our distance, weight, mass, all of that. So about 1 inch is the length of a standard size paper clip. So if you can picture in your head about the length of a paper clip, you're able to figure out about how long something is. So if Miss Angelo looked at this pen and I can see the length of a paper clip, I would probably say that this is about 4 inches long. Now, we would always say about because it is a guesstimate as to what you think it is, but it's based on a benchmark, an idea of some item that you know the length of. This is for length. A ruler is 1 foot, and also the length from your wrist to your elbow is about a foot for most people. The length of the width of a door, the width, is about a yard. Here we have area. We're not going to focus on area. We don't do that. Capacity, which is our volume. A cup that you drink out of is about a cup, a normal size cup, about this big, normal size cup, not a gigantic cup, not like my Polar Pop cup, kids, but just a regular cup is about a cup. A carton of eggs or a carton of milk is about a quart, and then a gallon of juice or a gallon of milk is a gallon. That's why it's called that. For weight, a key is about an ounce. Okay, so 1 key is about an ounce, and a pound is about 1 loaf of bread. So you can picture how much bread, how heavy it is in your hand, and kind of get an idea and compare it to other objects. Let's look at the benchmarks for metric. So metric is what we use in science and what measurements used around the world. We're going to do length, capacity, and mass. So the width of if you turn a penny on its side and look at the side, that's about a millimeter. The width of a paper clip, so it's the outside edge here, is about a centimeter. And the width of a door is about a meter. So that's like the width, like one of our meter sticks. Capacity, like our pipettes or our eyedroppers that we use in science, they're about 1 milliliter of liquid. And the little water bottles that we have in the classroom, that's about a liter of water. Actually, the bigger water bottles, not these smaller ones. The ones that are in between, that are about this tall, are about a liter. A milligram is about a grain of sand. So that one might be a little hard to picture, but it's 1 grain of sand. A gram is about 1 paper clip. So the weight of 1 paper clip is about a gram. And a kilogram is about the weight of that liter water bottle. All right, so let's look at some images and see if we can guesstimate what the measurement is. All right, so here's this first card here. It says Alvin drove from New York City to Albany, New York last week. Which one of the following is the best estimate for the distance that Alvin drove? So we have to look at our measurements. Here it's 150 inches. Inches are about the length of a paper clip. So 150 paper clips to get from one city to another. 150 miles. 150 yards. And on our paper it said a yard is about the width of a door. So 150 of those. Or 150 feet, which would be about 100, that would be 150 rulers. So what the best answer for that would be 150 miles. 150 paper clips doesn't make sense, 150 rulers doesn't make sense, and 150 doors doesn't make sense. All right. The City Hall had a flagpole built in front of the office of the mayor. Which one of the following is the best estimate for the height of the flagpole? So a flagpole, we're thinking about these things that are outside the school, and we want to look at it. So millimeters, let's get into our metric benchmark paper. And you do have this, so make sure you're referencing it, but you do need to get an idea. So millimeters is about the width of a penny. So 10 widths of pennies, that'll be a stack about this tall. So that's not going to work. We've got 10 centimeters. Well, we know when we look at our ruler, a ruler has 30 centimeters. So that's a third of a ruler. So we're talking about, here's about a foot. So we're talking about this long for 10 centimeters. Kilometers is 10 kilometers. And then 10 meters. So 10 of those meter sticks that we used to measure the distance when we did our marshmallow flyers for a flagpole, we're going to go with 10 meters. So I am going to give you, I want to know your best estimate for the length of a book. Length of a book. And your best estimate, so let's just say your science book. So it's for length of a book, length of your science book. Your best estimate, what you think that is. All right, I hope this video helps. Thanks for watching, everybody.